everybody, it's me, Jill. Welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of Vanderpump Rules, Season 7, Episode 19, The Exorcism of Stassi Schroeder. This episode opens at Sir. Lisa, Ken, and Guillermo are having dinner, and Katie is their server for the evening. She walks up to take their order, and Lisa asks her about Girls' Night In. So, when are you going to do the next Girls' Night In? Katie, I want to do it more, but just not every week. And Lisa's like, well, okay, but it's at least twice a month. Katie, I don't have a lot of interest in being a club promoter. I just brought it up to you because everyone was saying only James could bring in a crowd. But it's a lot of work. Oh my God, what else are you doing with your time? Do you need more time to sit around and complain that Tom is too busy for you? Put your free time to good use, Katie. Anyway, Ken pipes up with, our Tuesday nights have never been the same since James has been doing it. And Lisa's like, yes, James was here every week. He was really committed to it. In the confessional, Katie's like, I'm sorry, is James really that irreplaceable? I mean, maybe not, but you don't want the job. She's like, it's Tuesday right now, and we're doing fine without DJ James Kennedy or Girls' Night. She doesn't want Tuesday nights, but she doesn't want James to have it either. So that seems fair. So, as she tells Lisa, she just wants to put a pin in Girls' Night right now and maybe revisit it at a later time. And Lisa just kind of let it go pretty easily, I thought. Next, we're at Tom and Ariana's apartment, and James comes over for a visit. He asks them how Mexico was, and they're like, oh, it was terrible. You know, they're trying to spare his feelings. And to the confessional, James... I would watch James if all he did were confessionals. If nobody will film with him in the future and Bravo hired him to just be kind of the narrator of Vanderpump Rules, I'd be all in for that. Because that's when he's at his best. James is like, well, how much fun could it have been, really? It was probably Schwartz and Katie, probably fighting the whole time like the fat old miserable married couple. Couple of dinners with sleepy, dozy, horsey Kristen. Okay, let's just break that down for a second. Sleepy, dozy, horsey Kristen. Oh, God. Yeah, keep him coming, James. So somehow during this visit, Sandoval ends up telling James that he can no longer DJ the Brunch with Billies because of what happened with Lala last week. What? Why did Tom say it was because of Lala? That's not what Lisa said. Lisa told Billy it was because he didn't stop drinking, and that was part of their deal, that he was supposed to stop drinking 100%. I don't know where Sandoval got that it was because of Lala, but if it is because of Lala, I don't blame James for getting really pissed off. Because James handled that day with Lala pretty well. He didn't yell, he didn't scream at her, he tried to talk to her, but he walked away. In no way, shape, or form was James a problem. That was all Lala. And Lala is getting off with like barely a slap on the wrist. Anyway, it got James really upset. Like I said, I don't blame him. So he gets up and he goes, well, I guess we're all not friends anymore. That's it. That's the end of James. And he walks out and closes the door behind him. Ariana and Tom look at each other. And then James comes right back in again. He stormed out and then stormed right back in again. Anyway, Tom and Ariana are saying, hey, like, don't kill the messenger. It wasn't our fault. We had nothing to do with it. Because now he's angry. Sandoval's trying to tell him to just really lay low and be cool until he's given another chance by Lisa. Because even though he has been doing good lately, he has a lot to make up for. He has a lot of past mistakes to make up for. And because of that, he's going to have to just almost like be perfect. James is like, oh, should I lay down and go, sorry. And he's like, don't know what, like a possum or something. I don't know. And he gets back up and he goes, like a frozen dog. What? Yeah, I don't think a frozen dead dog would say I'm sorry, but moving on. Stassi's photo shoot for the cover of her book. Bo and Katie come to give her support. Katie, of course, brings up the flyer for the puppy shower. Oh, side note, I did not notice this the first time. That puppy shower is from 2 to 4:30 p.m. on a Thursday. How many people could make it for a party in the middle of the work week? I don't know. Maybe these people can because they work at night, but it just seems like a very bizarre time to have a party. Next, we are at Brittany and Jax's therapist's office. If I were that therapist, I would just be concerned for their future. Yeah, I mean, there are just red flags all over the place. Even things that seem like they're little things are actually probably pretty big red flags. Like Jax losing his keys. That was an example that was brought up. And I guess, it happens every day. He always loses his keys. And Brittany said he kind of yells and blames her for it. Jax's answer to that is, well, she's the one in the room. And I have to blame somebody for it. Yeah. So the therapist said, well, how do you think Brittany feels when you blame her for losing your keys? And his answer is, how should I know? I'm not her. You see what I mean? Like, if I were the therapist, I'd be going, oh boy, how can I stop this wedding? Do I have to be the one person in the back of the room objecting? And why can't Jax even imagine how Brittany might feel? How would you feel if you were blamed for something you didn't do? Probably not great. But he's changed so much. Yeah, that might be true, but then that just means that there's still so much more to go. Brittany said that she is still working on trust issues a little bit. But Jax thinks Brittany has become a much stronger person since he cheated on her. And to the confession cam, he said, I don't recommend cheating on your girlfriend to make her stronger. I'm just saying that she came out good. Oh, sorry, ladies, he's taken. But it's good to see the Jax we know and love is back. Only took him 19 episodes. Okay, so now Kristen is picking up Ariana at her apartment, which is the apartment that Kristen used to share with Sandoval. And so now that Kristen is dating Ariana, she picks her up there, and Sandoval's like kind of showing her improvements that he's made to the apartment, things that are different since she's lived there, and the whole thing is just so weird. Even Kristen said, oh, it felt like I was sitting with your dad waiting to pick you up and take you on a date. And Ariana just laughs. Anyway, they were going out for a couple drinks before Lala's performance, which is at some club where she is going to sing the song that she wrote for her dad and all that. So Kristen and Ariana are having a super fun conversation. It happens to be the exact 5-year anniversary of the day that Ariana's father died. And that exact same day is when Kristen attacked Ariana and accused her of sleeping with Sandoval. That started the big, huge fight between Ariana and Kristen. So Kristen's pretty remorseful about the whole thing and apologizes again. And they hug and say their I love yous. So those two are still going strong. Okay, now it's Lala's performance. Pretty much everybody is there. Well, I mean, except for James, Raquel, and Billy. Before the show, Katie asks Lala if Randall is coming, and she said no. He said he couldn't come. He's taking his girls to the Bahamas, and I'm like, that's fine with me, babe, because you made this whole thing possible for me. So yeah, once again, Randall's wallet really came through for Lala. Then Peter shows up too, and he's got a beautiful bouquet of roses that are from Lisa. Yeah, Lisa is truly not going to punish Lala for her behavior in front of customers at Billy's brunch. Side note, I get that little display in front of the customers was no doubt great for business, right? If I were there for brunch And I got this unexpected little theater performance from some of the people from Vanderpump Rules. I love it. And I would be back with friends. So I'm sure it's great for business, but then be consistent. Because James is also a big draw for See You Next Tuesdays. I don't know. It's hypocritical. Either forgive everybody's behavior or nobody's behavior. It feels a little wrong to just be picking who you punish and who you don't. Okay, so now Lala comes out on stage and she starts singing the song to her dad. And she gives like a little shout out to Ariana and Jax because they, both lost their dads. And oh my God, this girl lost it. I'm embarrassed to even admit that. But I was watching it and crying. I don't know what happened to me. And I apologize. No, I mean, it was a sweet, poignant moment. Okay, after the performance, Stassi goes up to Lala to congratulate her and tell her how great it was. And Lala said, "Thank you. Thank you so much. You are a beautiful human being. And anyone who says anything different doesn't really know you." And Stassi goes, wait, people are saying something differently about me? So anyway, they just kind of have a laugh about that. And then they talk about alcohol not being good for either one of them. Stassi admits that it changes her behavior, brings out the demons in her. Lala's like, "I completely understand." And they're both holding drinks. So, yeah. Must not be that bad. Okay, guys, are you ready? It's the puppy shower! Yay! The best part of this whole thing is that we get to see Laura, Raquel's mom. I believe we had met her once before, but I do not remember this Laura. And as you might imagine, she's insane, and I love it. They're getting everything ready for the party, and James asks her, "Okay, so what are the games?" And she said, "Well, they're old school games because, I'm old school. So we've got pin the tail on the puppy, poo bag toss." I wouldn't exactly call poo bag toss old school. But this is the worst part. James said to her, "Is there real poo inside the bag?" And I was like, oh God, James, gross. Laura's answer, "Yes, but it's dried up." I wrote down in my notes, "No!" with 5 exclamation points. That's going to be fun at an indoor party. Okay, so I was afraid nobody would show up that I knew, but Raquel's got her family there, her mom and her sister, and then we have Sandoval, Ariana's brother, Peter, Sheena and Adam, Billy, all these people I knew showed up. So it wasn't as sad as I thought it was going to be when everybody was saying, no thank you. To the confession cam, Raquel said, "Having a puppy is like having a baby. Side note, get back to me after you've had a baby and a puppy, okay? You have to teach it everything it knows. And it's good practice for babies James can have down the road." Sorry, I meant James and I can have down the road. Yeah. I love you, sweet Raquel. But back to Laura, your mother. #MeToo, Laura. Laura introduces herself to Peter now. "Hi, I'm Laura, the mom." "Oh," she says to Peter, "you're handsome. You're really handsome." And then she takes her finger and runs it down his chest. To be fair, Peter's shirt is unbuttoned halfway down, but still, keep your hands to yourself, Laura. I mean, come on. Okay, so there are a lot of people at this shower. So, 2 p.m. on a Thursday was apparently not a problem. They seem to be having fun. I mean, except for throwing bags of poo. I still don't understand that. Could you have not simulated that? Like, I don't know, a little baggie of Tootsie Rolls. How about that? Throw those for fun, and then you can pass them out as favors at this child's party. But, oh boy. Maybe she was kidding. Do you think she was kidding and I missed that? Let's go with that, because that's seriously what I'm hoping right now. Next, we are at Sir. Lala pulls Sheena aside and tells her that she has a drinking problem. This scene is also sad to me. She is blaming alcohol for her anxiety attack in Mexico. She says she can think of like 4 times that she's had alcohol, not done well with it, and she realizes that she cannot have it in her life anymore. I feel sorry for her and also kind of proud of her. And I hope she sticks with it. I did Watch What Happens Live after the episode, and she was on with Ariana, and she has been sober since last October. So, I wish her well. I really do. You guys and I have talked about this before. The housewives, any of these people on these reality shows, if the alcohol is an issue for them, that's not fun anymore. It isn't fun to watch an alcoholic get wasted on TV. There's no humor in that. So anybody who thinks they have a problem with it, I wish them the best and I hope they get help, Next, we are in the car with Tom and Katie, and Katie is dropping him off at the bank to pick up $50,000 in cash. Yes, he wants to make an impression on Lisa. So he goes in there and he gets all the cash, brings it back out in this bag, this ridiculously sparkly bag that Katie gave him. He asks Katie, do you want to come tonight and watch it go down when I give it to Lisa? And she's like, no, because I am taking Stassi to see an oracle, the Oracle of Los Angeles. She's like, because Stassi has that dark passenger. And they're trying to get rid of it. All right, now we see the scene at Tom. Ariana and Tom show up on that motorcycle with the sidecar. I feel like that sidecar is probably the most dangerous way to drive through the streets of LA, right? I mean, there's no protection. Ariana was in it now, and even though she has a helmet on, you get sideswiped by another car and you're pretty dead, right? Anyway, Schwartz goes to the table where Lisa is with Ken, and he's got this briefcase handcuffed to his wrist. Puts it on the table and he opens it for Lisa, and she's like, she and Ken just start laughing, and so Lisa takes it and brings it someplace safe. Ultimately, as stupid as I thought it was going to be, it was kind of a cute scene, but this is what Schwartz does, right? Pours on the charm, and it lets him get away with really immature behavior. It's not going to be cute when he's 40. Okay, guys, now we are at the home of the Oracle of Los Angeles. First, she needs to, sage Stassi and Katie before they can even come into her home. She makes Katie wait out on the porch and goes through a whole, incantation and then It's just I don't know what she's doing, but yeah. So they come in, she starts asking Stassi, okay, so what are you here for? What do you need? And Stassi said that she gets angry and she acts out without being able to control it. So, in a nutshell, a demon has possessed Stassi's body and comes out every once in a while, is I guess the gist of what's going on here. The Oracle says you probably called upon this demon to protect you in the past, but you don't need it anymore. And Katie's like, oh, I love that. Okay. Side note, we get a shot of this sort of altar that's in the room, and I'm thinking I've seen a few of these things on True Detective. I could be wrong, but it looks a little familiar. Except for the penis angels. Pretty sure this is the first time I'm seeing penis angels. Yeah. Okay, so now she has them all sit on the floor inside this circle. Now Stassi is asked to call up the demon and tell it what she wants it to know. While Stassi and Katie have their eyes closed, the Oracle takes this time to quietly get in a little yoga. Maybe she missed a class this morning. I don't know. Then she rings a bell and puts some chimes by Stassi's head, and now Stassi feels lighter and younger. The end of this session is giving me Wizard of Oz realness. I think that Stassi had the power to go home within her all along. All kidding aside, if it somehow helps her, then I'm all for it. Because you know what? Stranger things have been known to work. So whatever it takes to get a person in the place they need to be to start making positive changes in their life, I have no problem with it. Doesn't matter what I believe in or not. If it's working for somebody, it's working, you know? And that is where this episode ends. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to Jill Informed if you haven't already. Go ahead and give this video a like if you did, and leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. And I'm going to be right back here next Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of Vanderpump Rules. Hope I see you then. Bye.